Alright guys, welcome back to more of The Forge. I hope the weekend event has been doing you guys well. I myself have been having a lot of fun with it, man. Things have been going pretty swell, especially these private servers. These private servers are like a savior, bro. These are a night and day difference as far as like my enjoyment for the game and how things are going. But if you guys take a look at our ore inventory, currently we have a decent amount of ores, and we're gonna make use of some of these ores in order to make the current best weapon in the game. Currently, there are a bunch of different recipes that you can make for pretty good late game, end game weapons, but the all-rounder, in my opinion, and for a lot of other sweats in the game, is actually relatively simple to craft. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. Actually, let me pop this. I don't really know, to be honest, if luck potions influence any of this stuff, but I'm gonna just do it because why not, right? But yeah, let's go that down, brother. Nice. I mentioned this in the last video if you guys had watched it, but people have figured out that, you know, daggers and straight swords are actually really OP. Usually people have been glazing the katanas and colossal weapons, but the absolute hands down best weapon right now can be made simply with 4 darkrite and 2 magmite. As you guys can see, this game right now, as people play it and figure out more about it, they understand the absolute best thing that you can do is focus on your multiplier, and by having 4 darkrite and 2 magmite, you have a 5.87 multiplier. Now you can push that a little bit further and actually do 5 darkrite and 2 magmite for 5.93 multiplier, but that'll only be a negligible difference as far as your damage output. Our goal is to try to get a straight sword and a chaos variant at that out of the straight swords. So we're gonna get this started. We're gonna see how it goes, and you guys will see what I mean if I get lucky enough to get a chaos sword here. Good luck to us. God willing, we get what we need. And I really don't know if that's a chaos sword, but it looks like it though. But let's go ahead and just do this real quick. We don't really have a lot of chances to get these perfects here, so there you go. Okay, I actually don't think that this is a chaos sword. It's a cutlass. All right, well, anyways, as you guys can tell, this is a cutlass and it has a base damage output of 110 damage. And if I go back into the straight swords here, you guys can see that a cutlass is a 1 out of 2 chance to get from a straight sword. The absolute best thing could have been a chaos, like I said, but that's a 1 out of 16 chance, so you got to get really lucky with it. I would have to grind some more darkrite to try to give it another shot, but for the time being, I think we're fine. So if I go into my equipment's inventory here, you guys can see here is my weapon with a 0.66 attack speed. Again, 100% masterwork, 110 base damage. This is actually absurd because this is, again, a straight sword with a very, very fast attack speed. So if I equip the weapon, it'll look like this. And as you guys can see, as it is without any runes on it and stuff like that, you know, we're attacking pretty fast, if you will. And it's a hefty amount of damage for a straight sword, in my opinion. Now, if we go into the enchanter here, we'll go ahead and actually start to enchant this bad boy and try to get it a +6. And you guys will see how much damage we end up doing at +6 here. All right, I don't think I've ever been as unlucky as I am being right now. We are getting a +5 multiple times and we just can't get into +6. This is insane. Do realize that because of this weapon being what it is very, very expensive to actually do these upgrades. And man, chat, we are just getting shafted. What is going on here? Come on, Lord, please. +6. Oh my goodness, dude, we just cannot get +6. We need that for our second rune slot. Chat, this is incredible. We wasted like about 70,000 cash. There's a 45% chance to get to +6, and I can't hit it. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Dang. All right, so we are now at 143 damage for our darkrite cutlass. And if you guys take a look at the current trait that we have on our weapon, this is one of the reasons why this is a really powerful weapon, because we have a 50% chance. Well, let me rephrase that. We have a 35% chance on hit to proc an AoE effect where we deal 50% of our weapon damage. So yeah, that is definitely very, very broken. By the way, I need to make some Dark Knight variant to our chest piece. So hopefully we can get lucky with that. I'll try to do that in this video as well. But first, let's focus on our weapon here at hand. All right, so currently I don't have the best of runes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get some lifesteal on this weapon and also increase our damage by 12%. That 12% damage is actually going to put us at about 160 overall damage. So I'll go ahead and attach that. You know, attaching these runes and deattaching them, as you guys can tell here, is not going to be that expensive. So for the time being, this is what I'm going to go with. And then additionally, I am going to use this flame spark because it gives us 16% attack speed as well. So this addition to our attack speed is going to put us at about 0.5, like in the 0.5 range for our dark right sword. And obviously we'll also have this burn additive, which deals 10% of our weapon damage as fire per second for 1 second. It has, you know, a low chance proc rate, a 15% chance per hit, but still, again, out of all the runes that we currently have right now, this is the best combination that I can do, and I would encourage it as well. Like, I try my best to always have a bit of lifesteal on these weapons because it does make a difference. So now here is our weapon. This has this really cool fire burning effect with you know, this dark effect as well. And again, you guys should notice the difference in the attack speed already. I could have double stacked the attack speed. You can also do that as well, and you'll have yourself a sub 4, not 4, but a sub 0.4 second straight sword slash cutlass. And yeah, it's just really good. So we'll go ahead and show you guys currently how this will fare out as it is. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, I do need to make my Dark Knight hopefully variant for my chest plate, so we'll go ahead and do that in just a bit. But obviously these are going to be a bad example, but look, it's going to be one-shot kills for these guys. Shouldn't really matter what level they are. So I was level 2. Just straight melted. Again, these aren't even the guys that I want to show you guys the stuff on. It's gonna be on the volcanic mobs, but there is like nothing that should be able to like come across us now. As you guys can see, it's just absolutely broken. All right, so down over here we do have a you know, blazing slime, and just take a look. Like, I got hit there, but just take a look at how easy this is, chat. All right, we got a Reaper here, so let's dodge out the way here. I'm not even gonna dodge his attacks actually, so you guys can see basically. Take a look. Have you guys been defeating Reapers that easily? I mean, if you have a colossal weapon, you could stagger the Reaper and they're pretty easy to defeat, but you know, you have the mobility and the speed with this straight sword here. And I mean, just take a look. We are literally 1 to 2 shotting everything here, with the exception of the Reaper. The Reaper took us like, what, like 3 hits, I think? But I mean, just take a look. Like, it's really simple stuff. And again, stacked with the armor that I have, and I'll show you guys how to craft this armor. This is just a really tanky armor set, and it's just a good armor set for basically grinding out what you need to grind out. But yeah, this is an insanely good weapon, and it's, in my opinion, again, and a lot of other people's opinion, that it's the best weapon recipe currently in the game, due to the very low count of materials that you need. Like, yes, you can definitely make a colossal weapon that's going to require like 20 Darkrai and 50 other materials. No, I'm just playing. The best recipe right now for colossal weapons is like, I think like 35 Darkrai and like 15 Magmite. And then like for the katanas, you're going to need a hovering range of like 6 to like 8 or 9 Darkrai and like 4 Demonite or Magmite, and then like 3 Ore if you decide to use that as well. Like, you know, people mix and match with all these different recipes. So clearly 4 Darkrai and 2 Magmite is way simpler, and you have the added benefit of a faster attack speed. You do a very, very high base damage output, which, you know, you guys saw, it's 110 damage base output for these swords with the recipe that I showed you. Again, 4 Darkrai, 2 Magmite. And just for example, like the best katana in the game right now, I think only does like 102 or 105 base damage. Like, I just told you guys you needed way more materials for that, right? The only main big difference is gonna be with colossal weapon. I think the best colossal weapon right now does like 235 base damage. So obviously that's a big difference, a big up from 110 base damage, but that is very slow. You guys know, unless you, again, double stack, or if you get really lucky, you get a +10 triple stack on your rune slots for attack speed. Again, you're just going to be very slow. Yes, you have a high damage output, but you are a effective tank, kind of, sort of, with your movement, because you're super slow. You'll be super slow. But again, I like having mobility, and as it is right now, like you guys can see, like we are basically cooking everything down here with ease. Like, our HP is not getting affected. We are killing things in 2 to 3 hits, especially if our explosion ability procs. So yeah, this is just the absolute best hands down weapon in the game currently right now. So it's just lamentable we couldn't get a Chaos Blade. I'll be honest with you, I probably won't waste any more resources trying to get a Chaos Blade just because, you know, update 1 is so close around the corner. But I'm very happy that I finally have this weapon here. So I'll show you guys how to craft my armor set. It's a pretty simple recipe, just has to do with obsidian, mithril, and uranium. And this hasn't changed. This is still like the best AFK-ish type of armor because, like, I'll show you guys, if I get attacked here, look how much passive damage we do without even attacking. It's just really good. So obviously obsidian and mithril, you know, they buff your HP, and then your uranium stacks off of your HP, so you'll do 5% AoE damage or passive damage based on, you know, your max total HP. So I was actually going to reset my character, but again, I just realized that I don't need to do that because yay game passes. All right, so let me just make sure. Yeah, we have additional tool slots here. So like I told you, this recipe is pretty simple. It's just going to be obsidian, uranium. Well, let me start that over. It's going to be mithril, uranium, and then obsidian. You guys can, you know, mix and matches however you would like. So I'm gonna go ahead with this combination here, which is 12, 12, 11. It'll give us a 60% chance to get the chest plate. Hopefully we end up getting it, and hopefully it's a Dark Knight variant. Again, you can mix and play, mix and match and play with this. You know, if you want to get like higher multipliers with less, like maybe uranium or obsidian contribution based on the mithril multiplier. But again, we're just gonna do this, and hopefully we can get lucky. And let's see. The first try, baby. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and just lock in real quick. Let me go ahead and get these perfects. All right, so check it out, chat. This is our Dark Knight variant to our obsidian, uranium, mithril chest plate here. So very nice. And as you guys can see, this has 148 defense in comparison to the 96 base defense that we had with our other chest plate. As you guys can tell, I have also not completed this build. The build that I currently have right now is, you know, Brayer notches, excuse me, and rage marks. So currently I have a berserker boost, which it actually boosts our physical attack and movement speed by 23% for 5 seconds, and has a sub 1 minute cooldown and activates when our health is below 35%. So that's just an emergency use cases. We also have stride, which gives us, you know, additional dash distance. And thanks to the Brayer notch, we have the ability to reflect 7% physical damage taken. Maximum damage given limits at 5% of our own health that we have. And this has a really, really, like, you can't even notice the type of cooldown, which is a 0.05 second cooldown. So again, you can also read up on the other ones like radioactive, and then the extra vitality that we have thanks to our mithril and our obsidian. So very, very, very OP. That's a combination that I like, obviously for the leg pieces. As for our headpiece and chest piece, it might be a little bit different, but for now it's fine. And as you guys can tell, this is currently how we're looking. So it's a super cool looking build, really easy, simple build. Again, it doesn't require an absurd amount of dark ride, magma, demonite, or whatever. You know the drill. Like when the game first came out, people were like, oh no, this is the absolute build. And it literally was just a conglomerate of the absolute rarest, and I mean absolute rarest ores that you can get in the game. And it was annoying because you needed like 20, 30 pieces of each. And it's like, God damn it. Well, no duh, that's the rarest and bestest thing that you can do. But again, this is a really, really great end game build right here. And again, the weapon is the best weapon you can do. Again, in my opinion, and most other people's opinion as well. And then the armor set is just really, really good for end game. There are obviously other sets that require like Dark Ride, Demonite, and Mithril, or again, Dark Ride, Demonite, Ore, or the use and the mixed usage of Lightite. So you have basically, you know, Dark Ride, Demonite, and Lightite. So those are other like insane end game builds that players also have. But for me, like, again, this is an extremely good end game build. You guys saw how it was already. And you'll see the difference with this chest piece in just a second here. Oh, we're clicking on the wrong one. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine I started enhancing there? Oh my God. So yeah, hopefully this goes a little bit better for us. I mean, it should, just because, I mean, oh my God, bro. They must have nerfed these upgrades or something, because there's no way. Hold on. All right, my bad, chat. I had to proc another luck potion just in case. Bro, now this is insane, twin. There you go. My goodness. Either I'm like getting just like very unlucky, or again, these chances have just been like nerfed to oblivion for these upgrades. My days. So I'm just throwing on some runes on these armor sets. Like, it's not the best right now because I don't have the, you know, the runes that I would really want, but we went with the same thing with some rare rage marks and some briar notches. So let me just go ahead and complete this by putting the same amount of things on our helmet as well real quick. All right, guys, so I just equipped everything, right? Again, just a mix of briar notches and some rage marks. You can use whatever you think would be better for you. For now, just given the limited amount of runes that I have, because I have not been farming, excuse me, runes for any specific thing. I just used what I had, and you guys will see basically how we're faring out right now with this full armor set. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but currently we are at 193 damage with our chest piece. So it's a big increase from the amount of defense that we were having before with our previous chest piece. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, but if I go to my race menu here, I'm currently using dwarf. Okay, so dwarf isn't even really meant for you to farm on enemies and things of that nature. You can use like golem or another race that would be better suited for that. But I'll go ahead and show you just by staying on. Oh, we have 20 spins too. We might just spin real quick on our undead here. Our undead I was using because basically it kind of stacks with our thorn trait on our briar notches because it reflects damage when we take it. But only downside is we get 12% less health. The upside though is that we get 50% of health refilled when health is under 10% every 5 minutes. So, but like I said, golem's really good though because, you know, we get an additional 30% health. Our movement speed goes down, but at the same time we have a 50% chance to lower incoming damage by 25%. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how this looks like. And again, this is something that you guys want to take into consideration when you're also farming and doing what you got to do. The less movement speed is going to be noticeable on this build, but you guys will see that we are just doing a colossal amount of damage now when it comes to what we're reflecting back to these enemies. But just take a look, chat. Like, again, it's just a lot of damage that we're reflecting back. But yeah, obviously if we were actually like attacking as we are now, things would go a lot smoother, a lot fatter, a lot quicker, you name it. So please don't forget to, you know, adequately equip your race, because I think that's something that's often overlooked in this game. Like, you want to have a race for when you're like grinding you know, rocks, when you're grinding PvE stuff. It's just everything's gonna have its different use case. But as you guys can tell, we don't even have to worry about our HP anymore as we attack, because obviously we have our lifesteal, which is why I like to have lifesteal, at least a bit of it, on all of my weapons, because it just makes farming a lot easier. You know, we're already tanky and we're already doing a decent amount of damage, so we're getting health back every time we hit. So this build basically guarantees that you'll be down here forever. Like, you will not be dying to enemies, as you guys can tell. Like, and especially considering, again, for the last time, that we are getting our health back every time we attack and one shot these guys. Is effectively that's what we're doing. So yeah, this is a very solid build. Let me go ahead and block that. And again, once you get the hang, as you guys can tell, that was a Reaper. We just obliterated that Reaper. But once you get the hang of the timing windows for these attacks, that'll also help out with your grind. But yeah, I mean, like, this is like, what more do you want, right? What more do you want? Like, this is, again, you're moving around quick, you're attacking quick, you're mobile, you're agile, you're healing up for every hit. Like, again, this is, in my opinion, one of the best builds that you can have. All right, so check this out. We have 20 spins, right, guys? Good luck to us. Let's see if we can get Angel or Demon here. That would be amazing, right? No freaking way! Nah, chat, bro. Y'all gotta drop a like for that, bro. Y'all really gotta drop a like for that. Oh my goodness. Thank you, God, brother. RNG gods, thank you as well. Like, my goodness. Now take a look. Having this is wow, because our dashes changed. Look, our dashes are very, very, very quick. Oh my God, chat. Oh my God, just look how fast our M1s are now as well, chat. Oh my goodness, bro. This is what I mean about races, like making all the difference in this game. So just make sure you have your, your adequate race equipped for what it is that you want to do in the game. But man, this is just insane, chat. Take a look at this. Now, this also wants me to check out, or makes me want to check out, this other build that I had, which was my previous build. With my Iroar set, this build I didn't finish 100% complete, but you guys know this is my favorite build in the game. This is very, 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 very squishy build though. But just take a look at how quickly we should be moving around. Hold on. All right, yeah, there you go. But as you guys can tell, like, even though this was my favorite build because you just move around so quickly, it takes a couple of hits to actually defeat enemies and whatnot. But you have that mobility though. Like, take a look. Like, if you want to play like an assassin, this build is amazing. And you guys know, if you've watched my videos, like I used to glaze that build so much, man. But I mean, this build is just a night and day difference. Like, you're obviously not as fast, but the amount of damage that you do is, it's just amazing, bro. And look at that, we just leveled up there, chat. Oh my goodness gracious. Man, I am so happy though, guys. Like, we really got the demon race. That is insane, bro. Look at this. This makes farming like, oh man, this is so easy now, bro. The only thing that low-key sells us is our stamina, basically, and we might get clapped up here. Oh, never mind. All right, there was 2 Reapers that I had just fought back to back, and the first one was a parry god. He was just parrying everything, but no, we're good. Like, bro, you're just invincible down here with this build. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna sum up this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions, in the comment section below. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on another day, on another